writer, editor, publisher, creative mind, icon, and creator of the Marvel Universe, Stan Lee passed away at the age of 95. So in honor of his work and his impact on everybody here at the breakfast table and really everybody out there who likes football or not, let's focus on the latest installment of this blockbuster series called Thursday Night Football. Guys, let's pitch a character on either the Seahawks or the Packers and compare them to a Marvel Universe hero or villain.
Sure. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll jump in and I'll go with characters from the Fantastic Four. And I'm going to look at the...
I'm on the same page as you. I like it. Yeah. I just am.
Well, then I'm going to be quick because...
No, Nate, shut up. I shouldn't have done anything.
Bobby Wagner.
Well, there's four.
I'm going with Bobby Wagner. Right. Bobby Wagner because since he's been in the league, he's been the one thing that has dominated on this defense. Yeah. There's no Richard Sherman, no Thomas Chancellor, Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill, and he still dominated at a high level. Since coming in the league 2012, my man's second in the NFL with 841 tackles. Talk about a level of consistency. He's only missed one game this season, still top 10 in tackles.
The thing? That's
the thing. So anytime he hits, it's like a brick wall. And I've met him. I don't know if you guys have met him in person. Shoulders straight to the ears. He just looks like he's rocked up.
Oh, look at that dude.
Everywhere. And there he is. We got the action figure right there.
Michael Chiklis.
Yes, of course. And anytime a running back is right in front of him, I believe he's yelling, it's clobbering time.
Oh, man.
Or what we like to say here on the show, it's quabbering time. Shout out to Quab, man. One of our producers.
Right? Producer.
I'm going to go with Bobby Wagner as the thing. He's the one thing on that defense that is the constant.
I love that. Well, we talk a lot on this show about how the league's most dangerous pass rushers of this last decade, I'd say, as the most ruthless supervillain. I submit Clay Matthews as Sabretooth. Okay?
Oh, I like Sabretooth.
Yes, the hair, I feel like, makes Sabretooth a bit of
that's good.
Here. The hair makes sense, but it is more than that, people. Sabretooth is described as having superhuman, beast-like abilities, similar to what Clay Matthews has used to rack up 82 and a half sacks. That's the most in the league since 2009. It's absolutely unbelievable. And no matter how dominant Sabretooth is, guys, he doesn't always have the best luck, kind of like Clay having 3 of his sacks being taken away because of those roughing the passer calls. His nemesis, all I thought about, I was obsessed with this relationship that he had with Wolverine.
No.
Like, my brother would make me watch X-Men, and I loved it, but in a different way. And it was the storyline of Wolverine and Sabretooth. I was obsessed with it. And so right away, when you think, oh, Clay Matthews is Sabretooth, who's Wolverine? It has to be Russell Wilson.
Yeah, great call.
Epic battles. Between the two of them.
Tough as hell.
They're both super likable, both tough as hell, and it's one way or the other. Somebody gets the best of somebody else and never really ends. So that's what I think.
I think the aesthetics too. They battle out in the cold, you know, the winter, Green Bay, Seattle. Like that makes I can see that in the
Winter Soldier.
Exactly. Winter Soldier's a different story, Peter. Come on, Peter, stick to what you know.
Said winter.
Did you?
Peter jumped in. I know this one.
You said winter, so it must have been the Winter Soldier. Norm Macdonald has this old classic bit about the Fantastic Four, about their names, and he goes, they got a woman who's invisible, and they call her the Invisible Woman. They got this guy who's a thing, and they call him the Thing. And then there's a guy who catches on fire, and they call him the Human Torch. And then they got a guy who stretches his arms really far, and they call him Mr. Fantastic. What the hell is Mr. Fantastic? It makes no sense, but I'm going to go with that one anyway because it doesn't. I think Russell Wilson, with respect to Sabretooth, is Mr. Fantastic because there's nothing the dude can't do. He can throw his arm around behind him and punch 6 guys while he's holding onto a helicopter with his 2 feet. He's flexible. He's malleable. Put anybody around him, he can go. Problem is that what can't stretch, the Seahawks are finding out necessarily, is the salary cap. That's tough a little. They can't stretch that. It's also a little bit of a stretch. The Seahawks are going to make the playoffs. And I think finally, Mr. Fantastic, like Russ, has a very, very fetching woman as his partner.
Yeah,
so I think it all fits right there. That's exactly Invisible Woman. So I'm going to say, Russ, Mr. Fantastic, what are you doing there?
In my notes, Russell Wilson, Mr. Fantastic, because sometimes he has to stretch himself thin to save his team.
Mom. The real Fantastic.
I was going to go through a list of Fantastic Fours. That's why. I was on the same page.
What else you got on here?
Earl Thomas's Human Torch, because when talking about money, he got a little hot-headed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You going to Wakanda?
I'll go last here on this one, and I'm going to go with a guy with a very specialized skill set. If you watch the show, you know I love Seahawks punter Michael Dixon. This guy does things from the punting game that no other player in the league does. He can do kickoffs that are squib kicks. He can do drop kicks. He's a specialized skill set, only brought out when needed. And my guy there is Hawkeye. He's got that arrow. bring him in. Not an everyday character. Not that guy.
Not necessarily superpowers.
No, but just super qualities. No one does. I am so for the brand.
Go on.
When it comes to punters.
Talk about it.
So for the brand. And this guy is the best at what he does. Hawkeye, the best with that arrow. You don't always see him on the scene. You know, like Jeremy Renner's kind of popping in and popping out in those movies.
Yeah, sure.
But when he's out there,
Accuracy.
accuracy.
Hit anything from anywhere.
Shot.
Can I give you a would you rather? Better Hawkeye, all right? Jeremy Renner or Dallas Clark?
Ah, I love those.
No way.
Brad Banks?
No, that's good. Brad Banks, Heisman finalist. That's good. Hayden Fry.
Hayden Fry. Respect.
Respect to
good.
Stan Lee. We're obviously celebrating his amazing life and what he's done and the impact that he's made. And we'd love you guys to play the game with us. So hashtag GMC for all that. It will be two of the game's electrifying quarterbacks dueling in the Northwest. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers taking on Russell.